different is the start of this season compared to last for you, knowing that you're the man?
Well, the start of last season, I was the man in Montreal, but no different, man. Still the same mindset. I want to get better every single day, each and every day. There'll be ups and downs, but I'm excited, man. We had a great off season. I seen the guys all over Instagram working out, and we had our Lion Kings camp and few days. So it's just been a great off season, and I'm just excited to get to work.
How much input did you have? How much did you work with the staff in regards to maybe adding a few new chapters to the playbook, making it more like Vernon Adams playbook?
Can't lie. We didn't do too many changes. You know what I'm saying? It's you have your RPOs and your rollouts and things like that, but what they do here, the offensive staff, man, it works for everybody, and I think I just needed a little bit more time to dive into the playbook and to dive into my reads and stuff like that. And doing that this offseason with Jordan and the rest of the QBs, I just feel a lot more comfortable coming into this year. So it wasn't too big of change or we're going to a lot more rolling out or anything like that. Just take what they give you and have fun playing the game.
I'm glad you mentioned the comfort level, because I was going to ask you about that. Is it more like an easier playbook to read now? Does it feel more natural?
It does feel more natural. Like I said, now I had a few months to look over the plays and go over my reads and just have them at the back of my head. And it's, like you said, just feels natural, feels comfortable. And I'm just excited to get out there day one.
Maybe pick up a little bit of what he said. Like, did you feel more settled this year coming in? Like last year, there was a trade, there was what was happening. This year, as you said, you're the number one going into camp. Is there more of a calm about it this year, maybe?
You use the word settled. I wouldn't say settled. I'm never settling. You know what I'm saying? We have a two-time Grey Cup quarterback right there. We have another quarterback who's been to the Grey Cup a few times, led the league, I think, in rushing touchdowns last year. You know what I'm saying? So never settling, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to keep working hard, you know what I'm saying? I do feel a lot more comfortable, but I don't want to get complacent or anything like that because that's just not me, I just want to impress my family, the organization, the fans, and just have fun winning games.
And I know players hate the type of question, but do you think you have something to prove this year, filling in for Nathan's gone, people are looking at a great year last year. You had a good year, but people are looking at what the team did last year. Do you feel you have something you have to show this year?
Not necessarily to prove to myself, but I do feel like I need to show the fans and show everyone we're still as good. You know what I'm saying? We still have a lot of the same pieces. And as a quarterback, your job is to score points and win games. And I've done a pretty good job of that, throughout my career. These last couple of years kind of been injuries and things like that. But I'm ready to get back out there and do everything I can to just, like I said, score points and win games.
Do you feel maybe you have a little more control on your destiny this year than you've had the last couple of years? Nobody has total control, but you have more of the reins in your hands sort of thing this year than maybe the last couple of years.
Absolutely. I think it's I got to go out there and be the best me. If I'm not, then like I said, we got two great quarterbacks right here that they can also look at. You know what I'm saying? But I'm worried about just being efficient, getting these guys the ball as quick as possible. You know what I'm saying? Let them do the rest. Be efficient with my reads, knowing pre-snap coverages, and just things like that. Man, I've been doing a lot of film watching this off season, and just ready to have fun and just do what I do.
You mentioned just getting the ball to these guys quicker. Is it like in this league? It seems like you got to do that. Is that something that you've been able to do, or is it something you've worked on and tried to do?
Yeah, I think it has to do with my pre-snap reads, knowing the coverage, knowing where I'm going to go as I'm getting the ball, not waiting to get the ball and then trying to see the coverage. Now I'm a second late. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what watching film on Nate last year, he was so good at that. He just knew the coverage as he was hitting his waggle and the ball was coming from the center. He knew the coverage, so he was able to get to the Katoys and Luckies and those guys real quick, and that's going to be my big emphasis this camp.
There's a lot of talk last year about how you didn't have a training camp. This year you're gonna have a Durham. You also have the Lions game camp. Tell me about the off season and working with your receivers.
Yeah, man, the offseason was great, man. Like I said, they flew in last month for 4 or 5 days, and we bonded, man, and we had off the field activities where we had fun, and then we got to work. You know what I'm saying? And I think the off the field activities, building those bonds and smiling and trusting each other off the field is going to help you even more on the field down the road. And yeah, like I said, man, off-season's been great, man. I flew out to Montreal, threw with Rhymes out there a couple of times, came up here and threw with Hatch and Katoy a few times as well. So, yeah, man, it's exciting. This off-season went by real quick. You know, it happened fast. So I'm glad we're here. I'm glad to see all you guys' faces, and I'm just ready to go.
And sort of the opposite of the idea of being settled, last year there were no expectations for you, no pressure. This year, maybe there are some expectations, some you put on yourself, some from the exterior. How do you handle that? Because we haven't really seen you have to play under pressure.
Man, pressure's a privilege, right? And I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to take on that pressure. You know, you see all the things that are said out there, but hey, my job is to lock in. Like I said, get these guys the ball, win games, and take on that pressure head on. So, come on, let's go.
Have you ever been this prepared? It sounds like you have really gone into this off season, you know, full steam ahead. Not to say that you haven't been prepared before, but was there an extra effort on your behalf to really dial it in? Because it sounds like you're ready.
Absolutely. Like you said, the year, how they started off the year last year, you know, undefeated, 7-0, I think 8-0 before losing to the Bombers, man. It's like those expectations, like, hey, that's the standard. That's the standard. So that's what we want to do. And I know we talked about that at our mini camp, holding each other accountable, holding me accountable. And, yeah, man, I feel very prepared, man. Like I said, this offense is a different offense than what I was in Montreal. It was a lot easier, you know, but this one is you see your guys and you know your reads, you know your throws, get those guys the ball.